I've come home, Mum.
Your room's ready for you. Take your things upstairs and then come down. We was just sitting down to supper. Samuel, run out and get a quart of beer. Herbert's come home. Well, you're out of it now, Herbert. I always said that she was no wife for you.
It was her what done it, not me.
Of course it was her. Well, it's all over and done with now. It'll be nice to sleep in your own little bed again, won't it? The bed you've been used to all your life.
She'll try and get him back.
Fat chance she's got of that.
Of course, you'll have to provide for him.
Why should he? She trapped him into marrying her. Now she's turned him out of the home he made for her.
I'll give her what's right as long as she leaves me alone. Well, good night, Mum. I'm tired. I'll be glad of a good night's rest.
In your own nice, comfortable bed. Good night, Herbert, dear.
Good night, Dad.
Tomorrow's Sunday, so you needn't hurry to get up. I'll bring you a nice cup of tea in bed.
Hello, Mum.
Hello, dear.
Evening paper? Oh, what a lovely smell of toast.
It's buns.
Oh, it reminds me of them old days, coming home from school and smelling toasted buns.
The old days are back again, Herbert. Do you know what? It took me a week to get your clothes brushed and your socks mended. Oh, they were in a state. Now, you take your boots off, dear, and put your slippers on. I'll get your tea.
No, I've got to go down to the post office before it shuts. I've just got time for a cup of tea.
What are you going to the post office for?
Oh, well, it's payday and Betty knows. I must send her something.
Why should you? She's young and healthy. Let her go out and earn her own living. She threw you out. She can't expect you to work for her after that.
He's got to do the right thing, Beatrice, whether it's due to her or not. We talked it over in the train, and I think he ought to send her, say, 35 shillings a week.
That's her. Leave it to me. I'll see to her. Well?
I want to see Bert.
You can't. He's out.
No, he isn't. He went in with his dad 5 minutes ago and he hasn't come out again.
Well, he doesn't want to see you. And if you start making a fuss, I'll call the police.
I want my week's money.
That's all you ever wanted of him. Here's 35 shillings.
35 shillings? But the rent's 12 shillings a week.
That's all you're going to get. He has to pay his board and lodging here, hasn't he?
And then there's the instalment on the furniture.
We'll see to that when the time comes. Well, do you want the money or don't you?
I want to see Bert.
You can't. Now, there's your money. Now be off with you. I settled her hash all right. Leave it alone. Don't answer. And don't let them buns get cold.
Bye-bye. Bye, Mum.
Goodbye, dear.
Hello, Bert.
Hello.
I want to talk to my husband alone, Mr. Sunbury.
There's nothing you have to say to me that my dad can't hear.
All right, then. I want you to come back home, Bert. I didn't mean it that night when I packed your bag. I only did it to frighten you. I was in a temper. I'm sorry for what I did. Oh, it's all so silly quarreling about a kite.
Well, I'm not coming back, see? When you turned me out, you did me the best turn you could have done me.
Oh, Bert.
You got my letter, didn't you? So long as you stay away from me, I'll send you a 35-shilling postal order every Friday night, and I'll pay the instalments on the furniture as they become due. It's a darn sight fairer than you deserve. Now I've got my train to catch.
But I love you, Bert. If you want to fly a silly old kite, you can fly it. I don't care, just as long as you come back.
No, thanks. I know when I'm well off, and I've had enough of marriage to last me a lifetime.
I'll go.
Yes? Oh, good evening. I'm from the Advertiser. Could I speak to Mr. Sunbury?
I am Mr. Sunbury.
Mr. Herbert Sunbury?
No, that's my son. What do you want with him?
Oh, well, my editor wants me to write a piece about his kite. I gather it's something quite new, isn't that right?
Just a minute. I'll call him.
Good, thanks so much.
Herbert, there's a reporter here wants to talk to you about your kite.
Oh, good evening. I'm sorry to trouble you, but my editor wants a few details about your new kite.
No trouble.
We've had a report that it's something rather special.
It is.
Good. Now, tell me, how is it different from any other kite?
It's the design.
The design? Oh, yes, of course. Yes, well, could I see it?
Yes, if you like. I'll go and get it.
Thanks.
Won't you step inside for a minute?
Oh, thank you very much.
I do wish Herbert had come back. I don't like him rushing off like that.
Well, he was upset. Wouldn't you have been?
I only hope he doesn't do her a mischief.
We don't even know it was her.
Well, who else could it be? She must have watched me going out shopping and then slipped in the sideway.
It's not so much the damage, it's the adjustments, the weeks of work he put into it. Even if we built another, he might never get it right again.
She did it all right. Told me straight out. Proud of it she was. She said she'd do it again if she got the chance.
Well, what did you say?
Oh, I didn't trust myself to say a word. I came away. It wouldn't take much to make me wring her neck, even if I had to swing for it. I know one thing, though. She's not going to get another penny out of me as long as I live.
She'd take you to court.
Let her.
The installment on the furniture's next week. In your place, I wouldn't pay it.
Then they'll just take it away and all the money he's paid on it will be wasted.
What of it? He's rid of her for good and we've got him back, and that's the chief thing.
Oh, I don't care about the money, but I'd give all I've got to see her face when they come to take away the furniture. It meant a lot to her, that did. Oh, and that piano. Oh, she fair loved that piano.
Well, of course, he didn't pay the installment and he didn't pay her. And when the magistrate made an order, he didn't pay that either. So eventually, he landed up here. Well, I've talked to him, but I just can't get anywhere. What do you make of him?
What's the girl like? Do you know?
Not bad at all. I've seen her. No, there's nothing wrong with her, except that she's jealous of his kite.
It must be something about kite flying. Something too deep for us poor laymen to understand.
Yes, maybe.
Though for the life of me, I can't see why.
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps it gives him a sense of power to watch the thing he's made soaring up into the clouds. Or maybe in some queer way, he identifies himself with the kite. You know, escaping from the restrictions of life on Earth.
Well, that's a bit fanciful, isn't it?
Well, people are fanciful, much more than you'd think. But anyway, I can tell you this. To him, his kite represents an ideal of some kind. When once a man gets bitten by an ideal, not all the king's doctors nor all the king's surgeons can do anything to cure him of it.
Then what are you going to do about it?
Nothing.
That's the end of the story, as Ned Preston told it to me. And I never knew what happened to Herbert and Betty. Perhaps it was something like this.
Mrs. Sunbury,
That's right.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute, if I may.
What about?
Your husband.
Did he send you here?
No, it was my own idea. My name's Preston. I'm what they call a prison visitor.
Oh, you better come in.
Thank you. I've just seen your husband, Mrs. Sunbury. He's inside again, you know.
Yes, I know.
Seems rather a pity, don't you think?
It's not my fault.
No, 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 of course not. Nobody's suggesting it is.
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
Mrs. Sunbury, would you take him back?
I don't know.
Would you think about it?
What's the point of thinking about it? He wouldn't come back, even if I asked him to.
But supposing he would you take him?
Yes, I think so.
Right. Then I want you to listen carefully.
Come on, young fellow, my lad.
Come on, where?
You're going out.
Well, I'm not due out till tomorrow.
It's no good arguing. The governor says you're going out this afternoon, so out you go.
All right.
Well, don't you want to go out?
Not much.
You're a queer one, you are.
Oh, what's the good? I'll only be back again next week.